It's December 14th, 2021, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxel. A new study shows that 1 in 3 children in the U.S. lack adequate health insurance. And to those kids, Republicans say, they'll be fine. Just rub some dirt on that leukemia. In mask news, face masks, not that weird Fox show The Masked Singer, New York Governor Kathy Hochul has reinstated a statewide indoor mask mandate because it worked so well the last time. Conversely, Colorado Governor Jared Polis declared the COVID-19 emergency over, stating he will not be implementing another mask mandate because, at this point, if you haven't been vaccinated and you get COVID, it's your own darn fault. Meanwhile, at Japan's Kyoto Prefectural University, home of the Fighting Rodans, researchers have developed a mask using ostrich antibodies which glow when the coronavirus is detected. Wow, life in the 2020s. I'm glad I'm old and won't be around for much longer. Sorry, Gen Alpha. Oh, speaking of Gen Alpha, New Zealand lawmakers plan to outlaw cigarettes by passing a lifetime ban for anyone aged 14 and under. In theory, by the year 2087, New Zealanders could only buy cigarettes if they can prove they're at least 80 years old, or they can fool the store clerk by having one person stand on top of another person and disguise themselves with a trench coat. God, I hope I'm dead in 2087. U.S. Senator Chuck Grassley is upset at satellite television provider DirecTV because he can't get the History Channel. Senator, you are worth at least $7.5 million. You can afford the subscription package that offers the History Channel. From current senators to wannabe senators, the Dr. Oz show has been canceled by Sony Pictures as the show's host, Dr. Oz, is running for Pennsylvania senator. The cancellation news was a big disappointment to your mom. The Christmas tree outside of the Fox News building in New York City caught fire last week. The company says it was an act of arson, but more likely it spread from the massive dumpster fire named Geraldo Rivera. Staying with idiots in the news media, HarperCollins Publishing said they will no longer release the book written by former CNN anchor Chris Cuomo, which means you'll just have to go out and buy regular toilet paper. Unless all the stores are out of toilet paper. So many shortages. The latest pandemic-related shortage will not be music to your ears. Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Tim Millard explains why.
Are you still hoarding toilet paper in your cabinet? Forget about that. The new thing you should be stockpiling are vinyl albums.
In a garage in Vermont between record-covered walls, the machines have been running nonstop.
We've been turning work down for at least a solid 4 months now.
The Recording Industry Association of America reports vinyl is having a remarkable resurgence. The boom is leaving manufacturers backed up, delaying the shipment of albums for artists including Taylor Swift, Melissa Etheridge, and Lana Del Rey.
Fortunately for me, I've been planning for this situation ever since high school. And as you can clearly see, it paid off. Take that, suckers! For Sketchworks NewsBrake, I'm Tim Millard.
Thank you, Tim. They say a broken record is still right twice a day. A Catholic bishop in Italy was heard telling a group of children that Santa Claus isn't real. He then said, "I guess you'll just have to sit on my lap instead." Staying in Italy, the country is fining Amazon $1.3 billion. Italy says Amazon is hurting other sellers. And this is how they said it. "Hey, Amazon, you are hurt the other sellers. What's the matter with you? You want to sleep with the fishes? I know I think you want to sleep with the fishes. Fanculo." Fitness media company Peloton is in damage control mode because one of its exercise bikes killed Mr. Big in the Sex and the City sequel, And Just Like That. He died of a heart attack after using a Peloton. The company says Mr. Big had a prior history of unhealthy behavior that could have caused the heart attack. We would like to point out Mr. Big is a fictional character. Oh, and spoiler alert. Sorry, Gen Alpha. An exit sign in Delaware was replaced when a driver pointed out the word Delaware was misspelled. An embarrassed Delaware said, "That is so West Virginia of us." The incoming New York City school chancellor says they will create a program to expose students to the corporate world. The program will teach fundamental skills such as project management, budgeting, and remembering to press the mute button when you have diarrhea. Uh-oh. NBC News reports supervisors at a Kentucky candle factory threatened to fire workers if they left, hours before a tornado leveled the building and killed 8 people. And your boss thinks government handouts are why no one wants to work anymore. Elsewhere in labor news, the Kellogg's strike enters another week after workers rejected the company's most recent contract offer, which means that the Keebler elves have to keep renting out the treehouse on Airbnb. On a recent episode of The Drew Barrymore Show, the host, Drew Barrymore, revealed her 2016 divorce from art consultant Will Kopelman was painful. That was her 3rd divorce, so you'd think she'd be used to it by now. Was that too harsh? I honestly don't know anymore. Drew made this revelation to Machine Gun Kelly, who opened up about his own hardships. For example, sometimes he smiles when he doesn't feel like smiling. A soldier in Fort Bragg is being deported after pleading guilty to faking a marriage to her husband. Authorities could tell the marriage was fake because the couple could stand the sight of each other. Comet Leonard made a close approach to Earth earlier this week. Astronomers observed Comet Leonard is not only the brightest comet of the year, but it is fading and, quote, acting weird, unquote. Leonard's co-workers became suspicious when it didn't show up for work on Friday. That's so unlike Comet Leonard. All of us here wish Comet Leonard a speedy recovery. And that's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Brian Troxel. Say hi to your mom for me. I'll be over later to cheer her up about that whole Dr. Oz thing. Assuming I can get this to work. I'll have it on. I'll have it on before I get there. Don't worry.
Neat! If only I had something to play these on.
Thank you. Malachi has jumped on the thing.